Okay, everybody, welcome. Welcome back. This is the second stream for me today, but this time we're drawing. As I promised yesterday, we are going to continue the Mimic, and I hope it's going to be a pleasant ride. So, let's get to it. No time to waste. For some reason, I got my shirt here on my chair. I don't need it. I promise I'm not drawing bare-chested. It was just actually it got colder again, so I had to swap my clothes. So first, get rid of some of these ugly, excessively prominent lines. But we're working in the right layer. Yes, we are. Probably gotta keep some of these fractures or lines between the panels. Kind of makes sense, just not so accentuated. I'm hoping to at least finish the grayscale in the next 2 hours, maybe even finish the actual Mimic, but it was a pretty complicated monster to ink, so I'm expecting the smaller details to take a little longer, so maybe color will be tomorrow or the next days. I don't know. I'm actually also, I hope you're not noticing any major delay. I'm actually trying to record this so that I can put on a time lapse. Unfortunately, when I was trying to record the previous part, the ink, it did not work because the plugin for OBS is broken. So when I switch scene, it just stops working, and that is very annoying. So I'm trying to just keep in 2 instances of OBS. I hope it's not going to drain my weak computer's resources too much, but we'll see. If it ends abruptly, I will know why. Certainly infer what. Speaking on, I'm gonna have to change the pump on this chair. It's really becoming unbearable having to reset it constantly because I'm basically butt on the floor at some point. That's not great. Not the greatest. Oh, you can sub and I can upgrade my gear. I'm kidding. I can just replace hopefully the pump with the other chair I have here. It should be compatible. It's funny because that chair was cheap. It was like 50 bucks. And this is more, ergonomic and whatnot. It was about 200 bucks. But the pump, the gas thing, failed after about a year or less. So that is pretty annoying. Actually, these. I'm gonna try to speed up this part as much as I can. We don't need this much detail here anyway, so come what may. Come what Aunt May. It's looking good so far. Some things are, well, could be a little better, I guess. Each point. This, no, maybe this part can be a little less intrusive. This part of the teeth. I don't even know if this stage is actually necessary, because in any case, I am basically going over with some color. I don't think they do it for Ramblue. That was just my own decision. I think things look better. So why not? Well, this part must stay. And blur a little bit. I'm basically trying to emphasize whatever line work I have in there, and line weight. Just make some things a little more obvious. It does look like it's made of wood right now. I hope by adding some texturing and specific reflectivity, it's gonna look like flesh a little more. Oh, I thought I forgot my cup, but it was right behind me. I'm still brainstorming the idea of adding a cam. We'll see. I might want to get some... I cannot put display here, probably. I have a pretty nice... well, it's not pretty nice, but I made it nice. It's a bookcase. It was actually not a bookcase. It was a kitchen counter. What's it called? Where you put dishes. Storage, basically. And I turned it into a bookcase, but removing some parts because it was ugly. Like the sliding doors of the cabinet were ugly, so I removed them. I removed a few other parts, adjusted the shelves, and now it's a bookshelf. It looks pretty nice, but it can't be in the camera because right behind me. So when I draw, I have my other table. And when I don't draw, you can only see half of that because I have a wall behind me, and then there's that. This room is ridiculously shaped like an L. My wife's mother, who's not very intelligent, so she caused lots of trouble when we were figuring out how to plan for the house, and she insisted we needed a pantry. And now we do have a pantry, but it's cutting into my office. That is exceedingly annoying for me. But anyway, complaints apart, I'm gonna figure out a way to make whatever you see on camera decent and pleasant to the sight. Pleasant to the eye. Okay, I think this is pretty much good to go. Probably some things I can adjust here and there, but it's mostly okay. Really want to get rid of some of these lines. 90%, but that would have made my ink job useless, or that would make the effort I put into the inking pretty much useless, and I do not wish that. That would be, quite frankly, sad. So okay. Yes. Do this, and I think, yeah, it's start to grayscale. Light's gonna come from the top as always. Try to make them as consistent as I possibly can. Not this though. I also acknowledge these need to be metal, kind of shiny metal probably, so I have to account for that. First I'm going to cast everything in a nice happy shadow. And the light might be coming from the top, and slightly, but it's not exactly top, it's not brown, so maybe this is the shadow. Although again, it's gotta be reflective, so it's not like it matters. It doesn't matter as much for reflective surfaces. This is what matters here. It's not gonna be 100% reflective, because obviously it's old and decaying and rusty. So it's gonna have some degree of reflectivity, and will have some degree of kind of receiving the light that's around it, basically. But as a base coat, I want to try to figure out the lighting, which, as Chase always says, is still relative, because in any case I will do whatever I want with the lighting later. And that is fine. All these probably need to be the shadow. Yes, shadow, it's not, it's casting a shadow here. This is casting a shadow here. Do something like this. Yeah. Maybe this is a little bit of shadow here. And this could be maybe a gradient sort of thing. But this is a little reflective. Yeah, because of the reflectivity, it's probably going to take a little longer to do certain parts. Let's see, this is probably all going to be in the shadow. Probably. I would think. Gonna be something like this. Well, this should probably be in the light. This is not. This is only in the shadow. And maybe there is some degree of light coming from this direction. So this would be, I guess it would be picking up some light. But it's gonna be very not chrome-like. Probably add some scratches or something to it. And yes, these reflections are pretty much made up. Obviously. There is no environment around it, so possibly figure out what kind of reflections you could have. Trying to make them look at least presentable, as if it does have to make sense. I'm using them strategically where I think contrast is needed. So here's like, oh no, there's something this direction that's including some of the reflected light from other objects. Hey, Scorpy! I just remember I had a character who was fully blind. She technically was gifted. I would see it just morphed so that it fit into my universe and might bring her back. Cool. Welcome in, by the way. Hello. How are you doing? You're first today, because it's a little early. How would this behave? Probably would reflect. You're good. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Like this here. I mean, I'm actually going to have fish for dinner. So, you thought about the fish? The fish character? Because you're gonna have fish today? For dinner? Man, I wonder how this would reflect. Jesus. Sweet baby Jesus. Maybe something like this, I don't know. It's gotta be more complicated to pull out. Do you cook, or are you lucky enough to have someone to cook for you, that cooks for you? I mostly have to cook here. My wife is busy. Although not always. If I can, I insist for her to cook. Because I'm lazy. No, just because I don't know the ingredients as well. This not being my country. So I would rather not have to do that. Oh, you're going to your grandma's house. That's cool. My grandma's never cooked. Okay, let's be precise now. My mom's mom, she used to cook for me. She was okay at cooking. My father's mother, no, she was not. Despite what you might think of Italian women, she was the farthest, because she's dead now, possible person from cooking or doing house chores. She was pretty good at cleaning though, because she had a business to run. She had a bar during the war, actually. She was very young and she bought this bar, and they were doing the craziest things to have the goods they needed during World War II. I mean, she used to tell these stories about how she would have to cross the mountains, basically mountain passes, to get merchandise like sugar and tobacco, because there was a ban on importing goods from foreign countries during the war. Pretty interesting. You can learn a lot from old people if you just listen to them. A lot of things that and that's also why I read books, because I like to learn about things that I cannot possibly experience. I was underestimating the value of it as a kid, but the more I grow, the older I get, and I'm like, man, I wish I had more time with some people to learn more from them. Especially, I think it's especially important to learn about difficult times, because history is kind of cyclical, so at some point it's gonna bite back, and something similar to the war and whatnot. So it's interesting to learn about how people dealt with difficult times. Hey Joey, welcome in. What is up? Just on work, I guess. My hand hurts. I didn't draw as much today. I was sketching a while ago though. So let's do this. That's all in shadow. This might not be. Something like this, I assume. I'm going completely random here in terms of shadow design. Because it's, as I was saying before, it's a reflective surface. So it does not exactly follow the form principle. I should study reflections a little better. I'm not gonna go full reflective like a mirror, obviously, or chrome, because it's rusted. Rusted, it's full of dents and cuts. Well, not so many dents, but some dents. And we'll see if in the next hour and a half we can finish this fella here. We might. Who knows? And this one, you know what? Probably in the light. Probably. But anyway, as I was saying before, it's actually pretty interesting to listen to older people, and I regret not having had the, how can I say, brains to understand that earlier. Because now they're gone, and what do you do? Given some people are legit boring. It's rare, but they exist. But it's, if you really listen to people, at some point you'll figure out, hey, this is actually very interesting. You know, when I was in at the elementary school, I think, probably the last year, I was 10 years old, we had to do this research about World War First. Yeah, World War I, I think. And no, it was middle school. It was like 12 maybe. And so we had to interview people that, if possible, that fought it or they heard about it because they were old enough. Directly, like first or second hand maximum experience. And that was kind of, rough to hear as a kid. I remember going with a schoolmate of mine. We had to do the research together, and his grandpa was pretty old. As a kid, he had lived through the first war, and he fought in the second one. And he had these amazing stories about going to trenches, or for the first one, like having to hide, and stuff like that. Poverty, scarcity of food. That's an eye-opener still. I'm glad I did those things. I heard those things, even if I could not understand them back in the day. While I'm not very much into history, I do like stories. So even stories about history. Pretty interesting to me. Or historical events. Like first-hand stories especially. I believe he also showed us some medals or something. I'm remembering right now. But yeah. He's dead now, obviously. He was already really old. Talking about 2001, so. I wonder if kids see us like that now. I hope I'm not seen as a grandpa. So the point is, I did not realize this until I was much older. Like, I'm basically realizing this just recently. Not super recently, maybe it's been a few years, but I was not aware of this. When I was a kid, it was just boring for me. When I was 12 and I had to interview this old, grumpy old man talking about war, I was like, I want to get out of here. Play video games. But it was still interesting, but I want to play video games. I didn't have the... I wasn't smart enough to understand But nowadays, I think more about it. And it just makes me wish I spent longer with my, especially with my maternal grandma. She was a very sweet person. Oh no, Nemo, we're hitting gray hairs. That's right, and I'm losing a lot. You already have the old man voice. Oh no. Yes. What can I do? Oh. Well, I have gray hair. I have a good deal of white hair. Hairs. Not completely, but enough to be seen as an older person. I prefer to have gray and white hairs rather than losing them. So, you're welcome. It's as far as I can remember, it's kind of, I heard it's harder to lose your hair or shed basically if one hair becomes white, so that hair is less likely to fall. Immediately, at least. Obviously, at some point it will, but I don't know if that's true or not. I know a little bit of telogenic phase and anagenic phase and all stuff, but obviously I'm not a scientist. I know enough to be worried about my skull. Having to explain to kids life without phones and internet. Yes. And when, at least for me, when I was a kid and there was a storm, we could be out of power for like 2 hours. Right. So, but it was also cool. We got sticks, rock, and dirt, and we're happy. Yeah, pretty much. A little more than that, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, some things... Obviously nowadays, as an adult, I need to do things, so I hate being without electricity and stuff, but as a kid, especially for summer storms, it was kind of cool. You know, like, a sudden storm in the evening. I still like storms, actually. With the sudden storm in the evening and lights go out and you're gonna stay there with your candles or something, that's still kind of cool to me. I hate it if I have to do something, but in my head it's kind of cool. Playing shadow puppets when the electricity out, yeah, and all sorts of things. In any case, it was an opportunity to stay with other people in your home. I guess as a kid I liked the occasional natural disasters, so to speak, if you pass me the term, because it was not really a natural disaster. It was more contained. I never really, the place where I was born, it's really blessed in the sense that nothing major happens ever. It's a blessing and a curse because it also means that there's not much to do. I guess you get what you pay for. So, no pain, no gain. I don't know, but the point is, it was always cool, like when there was a big storm or something that would knock off a tree. And things like that. Obviously, I didn't have to go anywhere. It was summer, and I was just enjoying the awful weather. It was not even scary for me, because I always liked thunders and lightnings. Thunders, not so much, but lightnings, yeah, very cool. I am one of those idiots who just sits looking out of the window for lightning. It's just so cool for me. I don't get to do it as much now because I'm worried about power going out and not being able to work. But it used to be a thing. I have pretty good memories about those moments. There is, you know, it's kind of like the thrill you get from watching a movie, but better. Explain it to younger people who have electricity 24/7, basically. Not everywhere, obviously. I'm not saying there are no disasters and what. No, there are, but on average, let's say things are a little better than they were when I was a kid, or considerably better. Playing in the rain and mud and nobody say anything. Yeah, I was so in summer. Since it was hot, I guess. I assume, I don't remember. I used to go with with my father's mother, so my grandma, and a bunch of other kids, like relatives, to the or call it country house because it's in the mountains, like a cottage in the mountains in the Alps. It was about I don't know, like in meters, probably 1200, something like that. And in summer, obviously, as I said, there are storms there. Sometimes they're pretty sudden. And around August, second half of August, you would start getting these heavy rains that would cause basically new creeks to appear. Like water would overflow some areas. I don't know exactly where, but they called it like the Rocky Creek, something like that, because it would be like a kind of a mudslide, but not exactly, because it was a creek, and it would flood some areas around my cottage, and with the other kids, it would just stay there with or without boots. It was summer, so it was pretty hot. Like without rain boots, just splashing in the water. It was awesome. In retrospective, I don't know if I would let my kids do it because of snakes and whatnot. We did see some vipers here and there. So that you know, as an adult, I think, I don't know, that might be dangerous. It was so cool though to do. So cool. I would be looking forward to that time because it was kind of scary but also cool. One thing I will never forget: being chased by a group of G's, I guess you mean. Really? Oh god. They are vicious, right? They're vicious. A group of geese. Also, for the longest time, I said G's instead of G's. Because I only ever heard goose. I think geese is the right term. That might have been scary, depending on your instinct to not wanting to be eaten or pounded to death with beaks. They walk funny and they crack. Yes, they do. When they're chasing around, yeah, they're stalkers. I can picture that. It sounds funny, but I know it's not. Not because I went through it, but I understand. Being chased by wild animals of any sort is not pretty. So, anyways, let's double this. Let's lock it, and let's double this too. Lock it. And then lock this. So, let's start adding some scratches and things here and there. Some of them are going to be negative, some of them are going to be positive. Yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit negative here because I need to. I really wish I could get rid of these sniffles. They must be so annoying to listen to. Maybe if I get to spend some time in a non-Japanese place, it will be gone for a while. Childhood back then is basically don't die, pretty much. It kind of, you know, it takes some time, I guess, to realize it. I didn't realize how many times I actually almost lost my life until I was much older. Now that I have kids, I'm like, oh my god. I basically see death everywhere. So, it ain't pretty. I'd be a little apprehensive, but... Gosh, yesterday, like, my son was running. And the thing is, here in Japan, there are no fences. Usually there are no fences with F, around rice fields, and ditches, like drains, and they're pretty deep. And yesterday he fell. He was running. I was taking care of my daughter, because she's a little less stable. And so he ran, and he was not looking ahead. Just a little misstep, and he fell, like, in the field. And he could have died. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like 10 centimeters like ahead of where he had fallen, he would have smashed his head on a rock. And I just imagine how many times that happened to me as a kid. And I'm like, god damn. It's not easy to be a parent if you are like me. They're constantly worried about things. Part of me, this is unrelated, but part of me thinks I should have had these coins drawn a little better. Because legit, some of these look like rocks. They look like rocks. Look at this. It doesn't look like a coin. Oh hey, Mr. Buddy. What is up? Well, you are up early today. Welcome in. There you go, everybody. Go check out Jake's stream. Are you gonna stream today? He's awesome. He's playing Final Fantasy X too. I don't think you finished it yet, right? I didn't check the VOD from yesterday. Oh, you just got home from work. Alright. Cool. Right. That's why you didn't stream, right? Makes sense. I fell off a tree, quicksand in river, and all I did was brush it off and play some more. Yes. Yeah, I would do pretty dangerous things. I almost chopped my fingers off. One of my fingers off with a folding knife once. Thanks for the kind words. It's the truth. I don't say anything that is not the truth, unless when I'm lying. But I don't usually. No, I don't like flattering people. Jokes apart, I wouldn't say things that I don't think. No. I do have fun. Plenty of fun. So I hope other people can come over and enjoy as well. Especially the hype fellows. You're better than me at doing that. But I've always been doing it. Bad, but I've always been doing it. It's been a curse for me, the hype fellow. Ride the super. All aboard. That kind of stuff. That's, you know what? It's funny because that's how you learn English as a kid. Just by doing impressions of things and various characters, especially in Final Fantasy X. Oh, I would more often than not just imitate Orin saying, "That's how it's done." And Tidious, saying, "I won't go so easy on you next time." So I basically learned off the top of my head whatever they're saying. And I learn English this way. How insane is that? But now kids are spoiled. They get games in their own language. Unfortunately. What a missed opportunity. How we learn English, watching cartoons and mimicking them. Pretty much, yeah. Cartoons, media in general. Cartoons were not available in English though, in Italy. Mostly. I would still learn a good deal of Italian words for that as a kid. That would give me an edge over other kids for some reason who were not so into cartoons. Like I was obviously this would be like kind of strange because okay, this is a funny thing that happened to me. I was watching a lot of Dragon Ball. I think Dragon Ball GT specifically. Those days, and I was getting annoyed by a group of I think they were all girls. I don't know, they were kind of relatives, you know, those annoying relatives, like mean cousin girls that will just not stop bothering you. And at some point I got so upset and I told them like, you unleashed my rage. Because I was watching Dragon Ball all the time. So... you will pay! So... English is so difficult to learn. So many words have multiple meanings, different spellings. It was kind of easy though for me, I have to admit. I don't know why, I kind of assimilated it. Starting age 11... because I played Pokemon Silver, and that was only in English, and so I was like, either I play it with a dictionary or I will not play this game, so I'm gonna play it with a dictionary. And so I learned English, and then later with, you know, voiced games also, and then tutorials and whatnot. I knew about to go Super Saiyan. Yeah, I was... Look, when I was at the elementary school, I would pretend I was able to do the Kamehameha wave. I was 10. And I was literally telling my schoolmates, like, hey, you know, I can do this. I can do this. You just have to focus really hard. And you put your hands like this, but you gotta be really focused, you know. Otherwise you can't. That was insane. But I'm glad I did all those stupid things. I prefer having done them rather than not. Even if it's embarrassing, who cares? It's funny. Huh. Yeah, when everyone wanted to be Super Saiyan and spiky hair. I had spiky hair. When I had hair. No, during that time, yeah. I remember me and my best buddy back then. He was here, by the way, in the chat. Well, I just said hello a couple times, a few times. We had the same hairstyle. It's basically like kind of a Super Saiyan hairstyle, and with gel and whatnot. It was a gel era, bygone, not a bygone gel era. And they took us for brothers because we were kind of dressing up similar and having the same hairstyle and kind of talking about the same things. So I think I already mentioned him. Very cool person. Very cool dad. Like me. No, it's funny though because we didn't talk to each other for 17 years after high school. Well, yeah, basically after high school. We had a fight. I think I already talked about this, but anyway, I'm old, so whatever. And we found out then last year when we got in touch again that we pretty much still had the same likes, the same things, and we were pretty much the same. So that was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. I guess childhood sets you up in a fine manner. I don't know. It was pretty cool though to catch up. Pretty cool, like this monster. You also gave me some nice ideas that I might develop for some monsters. Speaking of ideas, I would like, let's say, I would like to get into the habit of catching some new monsters every day. So I think I'm gonna start with one. Like I set up a goal, like whatever the day, it seems reasonable enough. I'm gonna sit down and sketch one new monster idea each day. It's gonna be like just a couple minutes. It's short enough to be able to. I should be able to do it 90% or 99% of the times for days, and by the end of a year, I should have like 300 new ideas, amongst which I hope at least 10 are good. So we'll see how that goes. I want to keep a calendar though, so that I can record what I did and what I did not do. Like if I actually did draw that day. You like the idea? Thank you. It's not my original idea. Actually, I was talking with another streamer today about books. Very cool streamer, by the way. You can check him out. He's also a Final Fantasy fan. Nerdad. And is it correct? I hope. And yeah, he was talking about this book named Atomic Habits, which I knew about, but I might just pick it up and a couple others. It's true, like it kind of makes sense that if you set very realistic goals, small goals every day, you would just be able to do it. Like if you want to, get more fit, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to squat 300 pounds next week. Probably not. Or I'm going to lose 30 pounds the next couple weeks. Just, I'll wake up and go to the gym. That's it. I will just go to the gym. That's the goal. And that's a different mindset. It's kind of interesting. Another Beaver Clan versus Gorilla stream. No, I will just be doing this on my own, I guess. Because it's like really like 5 minutes or less. But I want to get into the habit of generating something new every day. And I'm going to do it with reading, and I'm going to do it with writing too, if I can. Because that reading does not, but writing takes a long time, at least for me to get into the mood for it. I'm not a good writer at any degree, so the lore. I know. I might stream something, but that's different. I'm also setting up goals like to stream more or to stream better. Like improving each single stream, I want to improve the content at least 1%. Whatever that is. Just a little bit. 1% is symbolic, obviously. It doesn't have to be exactly 1%. But it's like, I want to make each stream, if possible, a little better than the previous one. So hopefully it will be possible. Impossible. No, it's not impossible. Very possible. It's kind of like in that, in the light of this, that I want to try streaming some games as well, because I feel like it's one of my goals, pretty much the same goal, and that's why I'm recommending Jake's channel, because it's pretty much the same goal I have. So like I am happy to share the things that I like with people that are also enthusiasts about it. That there's something very cool about just being able to hang out with people that like the same stuff that you like. And it's so not granted nowadays. Like it's so hard to do in real life. especially nowadays where it's almost impossible to meet someone new because everyone is preoccupied with their damn smartphone. Like you hop on a train and everyone's tapping on their phone. So it's just so cool. This is the proper use of the internet. Like, why don't you connect with people who share the same likes or maybe hopefully the same values? That's really cool. And so I'd like to do more of that because I think it's a positive thing in a person's life. And so I'm gonna make the stream a little better. Maybe expand. Maybe stream a little more. I'm trying to stream more recently, I don't know if you noticed. Very much because of that. What game will you stream? Well, for now, just Final Fantasy, like I'm streaming. You know. I got in the habit of streaming Final Fantasy 1 for now. The one I have. At least available here. I don't want to stream Tales of Arise. I don't like the game that much. I would like to do some Final Fantasies. I don't know. I was watching this stream by Nordad today, and he talked about Final Fantasy 13. It kind of got me interested. I don't know. All these Final Fantasies that I ditched before years ago might be worth replaying now or retrying. So we'll see. It's one of the best feelings meeting others that share similar passions, interests. That's right. Like, I had a blast the other day when we were figuring out the Mimic, like the book, which is going to be, this is not a replacement for that. This is an addition. I'm going to do both. But it's just so cool to be doing something and then have other people, you know, share the same interest. It's really special. It's so ridiculously uncommon. Especially as you get older. It might be easier if you're young and you go to school and will likely grow up in the same place, and it's kind of easier maybe to share interests and whatnot. But especially for me here, when I'm in Japan, it's pretty much impossible to even talk with another human being. It's very isolating. So just the fact that I'm able to be able to connect with you guys and talk about drawing in this case, or games when you do Final Fantasy, it's just so cool for me. It's insanely cool. So I hope to be able to do more of this. The gist is basically, when you find something positive in your life, just do more of it. If you can. Reduce the bad, increase the good. So I think a lot of people use, not trying to criticize you, but I think a lot of people use streaming in a very negative manner. There is a good way to stream, and I would like to keep doing it. It all started with the Mimic. It all started with that sphere of you. No, when I saw that sphere of you, or with you. But yes. Now, it all started... Let's see. It all started... I don't know. The earliest thing I can remember is me watching Ultraman when I was 4 in Spain. Because my dad was working in Spain, and so we had moved there for some time. And I was always waiting every single day for Ultraman. Because it was blown away, like, oh my god, these monsters are so cool. So I guess that's where it all started. Not sure though, might have been earlier than that. But I remember in those days when I was about 4, the first drawing I remember ever making was of a bluish, light bluish gray dragon, like serpent-like dragon, made at the daycare or kindergarten. That was, I guess, probably kindergarten, because I was 4. That's the first thing I remember drawing. Oh, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. But yeah, again, just the habit of doing something small every day is really cool. The hard part is figuring out what's actually beneficial to you and to your long-term goals, which is not as simple to figure out. Not at all. Oh, we'll see. We will see. Now, can I divide this into segments without making it look like crap? Yes, I can. You know, this is one of those heavy chains, all made of gold with very closely knit rings. Basically, not rings in this case; they're like blocks. But let's pretend. You know what I mean, right? Hopefully. I want to add some light spill over here. Just a little bit so I can have something to play with. Anyway, at least my daughter is doing better now, and hopefully I will sleep today. So it's not been a bad day. A bit unproductive, maybe. But not too bad. Too sleepy? No, I'm sleepier in the morning than I am in the evening because I wake up during the day, and I also do NSDR, not sleep deep rest. It's basically it's kind of it's not meditation, but kind of, I guess you could say it is. Basically lie down or whatever, I do 20 minutes, and you close your eyes and you try to focus on parts of your body, one at a time. Focus on breathing, whatnot, and it really works for storing energy levels. It does work. Even if I slept nothing, well, didn't sleep nothing tonight, but kinda. Does it get tense if someone is sick like that? Like, oh god, now I'm gonna have to wake up again and clean up the mess. So it really helps a lot. I highly recommend it. You can check out Andrew Huberman on YouTube. He's got, might have some links, but the actual channel is called Made For, and they've got one specific protocol that's about 20 minutes. I do almost all of it, and it helps immensely, tremendously. Like, I'm not gonna be back to full power, but a good 90% of it. So, pretty good. Pretty good. That, unfortunately, is not a panacea, so it doesn't get rid of my sniffles, but there's that. It's fine. One day, maybe. One can always hope. Maybe I can recommend this one to my friend who have insomnia. It does help At least I think it helped me sleep better overall. Like sleep. So the guy in the actual session says it's gonna help cognitive capacity, improve cognitive capacity, help with insomnia, help falling asleep and remaining asleep. I think it is true, although not so much for me. It does help a lot regaining healthier sleep patterns, I think. As long as you do it before, well, obviously depends on your bedtime, but I go to sleep around midnight, so I do it no later than 4:30 p.m. In fact, I used to do it before streaming, when I was streaming in Italy. So it's like a 1 hour from now? Or half an hour from now, whatever. No, an hour and a half from now, maybe. When I was streaming at 5 p.m. CET. And that was helping a lot. I'm not very good at sleeping. Honestly, I've never been. Kind of hard for me to fall asleep. If I change bed, I cannot sleep easily. I use earplugs because otherwise I get caught up in every single freaking sound. Because the place I grew up is really silent, like extremely silent in the night. It's scary, almost scary. So naturally, at some point, I moved elsewhere, and it was not that silent. I couldn't sleep anymore. Suddenly, there was a stupid, awful dog barking every 48 seconds, so that I would just try to fall asleep, and then it was a woof, and then I would try to fall asleep again, and it went again, woof. And so I said, okay, you know what? I need earplugs. I also needed them because I had awful neighbors for a while. I had this not pleasant woman who would watch soccer games until late night, and she would forget to turn off the TV, and I would have to listen to the whole commentary of whatever soccer game I was not interested in. So, unfortunately, oddly for me, when nearing 2 a.m., my body already starts shut down. Well, mine too now. Well, maybe because I have kids. So it's a little easier to feel drained and just fall asleep, especially if I'm trying to read before bed. My eyes tend to close on their own. I never fall asleep though. I've never fallen asleep unwillingly in my life, apart from maybe once when I was very sick. Oh, the days of playing games till 3 or 4 a.m. You know, I've never done that. I was always very conscious about my sleep pattern. Obnoxiously conscious, I guess. Best of, or worst, I guess, I've done is 12 a.m. till midnight. I don't think I've ever played any game beyond that time. Unless it was the last day of the year. We had a marathon with some friends. The boys from high school. And we played, we had this, I think it was 2006, like between 2006, 5 and 6. You can blame Dota for that. Damn you, Dota. There's dark days. Yeah, I guess. You would get up at 5 p.m. And we had a marathon. We played Soul Calibur and Tekken 4, I think it was. Soul Calibur 3 and Tekken 4 the whole night. That was awesome. That was awesome. Unfortunately, after that, they went off to do things that I would not agree with. And so we kind of lost each other, but that was pretty awesome. Or with my other friend, the one I mentioned a while ago, we would play Crash Bandicoot. Team racing, usually. Deep in the night on those nights, like last day of the year and whatnot. Those were the days. Now, which part is going to be more shiny here? Not sure. No, the problem I have here is that the wood looks too similar to the texture to the... Oh, there you go. Okay, better. To the metal, so didn't want it to be like that, and this is still... I don't even know if I want that at all. Yeah, let's keep a little bit of it. Imagine a group of friends dragging you out of the dorms to go to the cyber cafe to play Dota. I can imagine that. Ah, the days when internet was not so accessible. I remember I was so annoyed by the fact that I didn't have internet at home in a place I was renting when I had started at university, that I tried so hard to find an internet cafe and there was none. Frustrating. Dota 1. Dota 1. Oh man, okay, I see. You know what? I never played Dota. I've always seen it. Played like around, but I never actually played it. Don't start, okay? I won't, if you say so. I trust your judgment. Alright, there it goes. That's hell you're walking into. I don't know, I'm pretty good at not getting sucked into video games recently. But I don't think I will play it anyway. I don't play as many multiplayer games, honestly. I once tried Final Fantasy XIV, and probably because I couldn't find a lot of people to play it with, or nobody. I just gave up. So, I wish I could enjoy multiplayer games, but the reality is just that I don't as much as I enjoy single-player games. Although I enjoy sharing single-player games with others. Kind of, you know, like I mentioned a while ago, I do not like to play multiplayer games for some reason. It depends, like on average. And still, like even with single-player games, I would rather play them the first time by myself and then share them, like if it's something like story heavy or something, then playing with others. I don't know, it's changing recently. Did you not play any MMO back then? Oh, I did. I played Lineage 2. That's a long time ago. And then I stopped because I was getting nowhere. It was not fun anymore. So it was always, oh, let's go here and farm a little bit. Like, yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's go. So I stopped. Basically. I don't know if you guys know Lineage 2. It was pretty big when I was around 17. Phantasy Star Online 2 and Terra Online was my MMO back then, I see. Never played Phantasy Star. I wanted to, but I never did. I'm not sure why. Probably some good reason. But it was not so easy to find games back then anyway. Like Lineage, yes, you could download it, but it was not... When I was into online games, it was That was pretty much the only game you could download. You could not even have demos of games available for download. We're talking about ages ago. So nowadays it's like, hey, I want to play this game. I'm just gonna buy it on Steam, and then an hour later, or well, depends on the file size, but and your connection. But let's say an average, a few hours later, I'm gonna have the game and play it. That was not the case. When you actually had to go to the store, you know, and you probably not find it and drive your parents crazy because you couldn't find the game. I did it. I was never able to secure myself a copy of Worms Armageddon for PS1. And that is a horrible thing to say. Back then we played Minesweeper. Pinball was my go-to when I was at school. And we had like these shitty computers. I was absolutely always firing up pinball. In any case, it was useless. Like these lessons would not teach you anything. The computer room was usually pinball time for me. I was kind of addicted to pinball to a degree. Space Cadet, wasn't it? That's how it was called. Or something like that. Minesweeper, though, not as much. Computer room was MS Paint for me. I was not so much into MS Paint, although it's funny because the first thing I did with the first computer I've ever had was using Microsoft Paint to paint a whale. I don't remember what was blue. I think either the sky and the sea were blue and the whale was yellow, or vice versa. I was very proud of it. I had my dad print it out for me, because he also bought me a printer that year. I was very lucky, at least. He got me the computer. But I did not like Paint, because I soon got bored of the not so professional results you could get. I wanted to do some pixel art though, back in the day. Draw a pentagram without even knowing what a pentagram was. I'm gonna go with darkness. Here. Let's see, I'm a little... This lighting is a little confusing. Here. I'm gonna do my best. It is a little confusing here and there. Just drawing random stuff. I do remember, and I might have mentioned it a few times already, that when I was 11, the first time I played Monkey Island, I was like, God, I want to make a game like this. And I actually downloaded Game Maker. It was free. And tried, but obviously not the same as playing the game. Question: have you drawn any little devil imp? Like I'm drawing now, like a finished piece? I don't think so. Sketches, yes, plenty, but like I'm doing now, I don't think so. Might add that to like if you mean for the monster packs, no. But I actually think I will do a demonic creatures pack at some point, depending on my will. So, might be a good idea. This is not looking good here. Should probably be here. Were you going to suggest it? In any case, Joey? Like as another monster to draw? I'm down for it. Although I think I'm only gonna pack 6 or 7 monsters in the pack, so I'm gonna have to be in another one. Yeah. Another monster draw. I hope I will have a good amount of monsters to draw for the next months. Either those or ideas like, you know, like some more complete illustration. Maybe even something suggested by the chat. Exactly how I want to do this. And I'm thinking these parts of protruding need to be a little darker. Darker here. And while I'm at it, I'm also thinking, man, my elbows hurt. I need some softer pads on my chair. This chair is god awful and painful on the arms. If you're basically carving the chair with your elbows like I am. Also because I'm fairly skinny, so it's like bone right into the harder plastic. Not super hard, but kind of hard. Like, could it be harder? Yes. But could it be softer? Also, yes. There's that. Does this make sense here? Yeah, I guess it does. A bit plain. Have any skeletons, monsters? No, but I have a sketch. I have a sketch I made a few years ago. So, that's covered. I might just use that. Not too bad of a sketch, so that's why I'm thinking of using it. Now these should be a little more shiny. So I'm going to shine them up. Not here. I am accepting suggestions for the Wastelands pack also, which is something I'm working on. I already have Dragon Bones and potentially Sandworm if I don't add it here. Speaking about bone, have anyone explained the bone spider logic? No. That's just a bone spider. Have you not ever heard about bone spiders? Friendly neighborhood bone spiders? No? Get educated, sir. Bone spiders are your best friend. Friends. Spiders have bones now. No, or they're just made of spiders. They're just made of bone. If I draw them, what's the problem with it? It's looking decent so far. These parts obviously don't go as dark as that. Even this. I want to figured I would add a little bit of texture to the wood. Oh, hey, your mouth. Hello. Welcome in. How are you doing? Not streaming today? I can't raid you if you don't stream. But welcome. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, I'm trying to work out a mimic monster. We have this, and then we have a cursed book ready to be primed or finished. She's also going to be a blast, I think. Kind of excited about that one. Hey, Fruit Punch. Oh, you work. Streamed yesterday and last night. Cool. Well, thanks for being here. I was hoping to be able to finish this today, but clearly this is not going to be. Well, I mean, I have half an hour. I have half an hour and I'm almost done with the grayscale. She's looking okay-ish at the moment. Who knows? Go back here. I don't want to exaggerate this. Might have to blur this one a little bit. I want the coins to look like actual coins, not like stones like I had before, like this one. This one is so bad and distorted that it looks like a rock. Unfortunately. Every time I hear a Hypello, I picture Hide the Pain Herald, you know, the meme. It's like they're always suffering. Will you turn them into Bitcoin? That was yesterday's idea. I might add one of them as a Bitcoin. Little Easter egg for those people who will add this to their game and will be brave enough to, or kind enough to zoom in on the details. Because I figured in most games these are gonna be very small monsters. Like the actual image will be very small. Nobody will pay much attention to the details. Still, I'm insane, so I like with details and the stuff I make. Why not? We'll see. We'll see. I can just add the symbol to one of them. This one's pretty large. I could. It's not enough. I would have to do it here. Nah, probably not. It's too small of a detail. Mimic mining crypto as it waits for adventure to come, or adventurers to come. Absolutely. Why not? This makes me realize I actually made a mistake there. Oops. There's no way that cylinder is going to be shaded like that. Oh, we'll have to change back. Damn. The side. Ah, no, I don't. No, I don't, I guess. Maybe that's why I could stay in one spot for so long. It's mining crypto. I mean, it just means that it's gonna contain more, or it's gonna give away more gills when you defeat it. That makes sense, right? You get more gills. It was mining in the meantime. Oh, by the way, I don't know if who of you guys will check the VODs or ever checks the VODs. I got completely annihilated by an optional boss fight in FF1 this morning. Like literally annihilated. I was not expecting it. Goodness gracious. It was basically a random encounter. It was like the super boss of the game. Hey innkeeper, do you accept Bitcoin? Sorry. Only PayPal. Only PayPal. By the way, they did not accept PayPal here in Japan for anything, pretty much. And so they made their own system, which is also a pause. It's called PayPay. I don't know why I would want to put pay twice in the name of something. The war mech, yes, exactly. The war mech. It annihilated me. I was actually looking for it. I was not expecting it to be that strong. My bad. It completely wiped me out. So I'm gonna try again whenever I can stream Final Fantasy 1 again. It's kind of weird that it's a random encounter, but I guess that's how it worked back in the day. That's 1 in 250. I think it's 1 in 63. They told me today. Chance of showing up too. Yeah, so I hope. You know, I wish I had save states. I hope I don't have to stay there to run 256 encounters to get it again. Is it that rare? Oh God. Okay. Well, in any case, I died, so it's not like I can still be proud of myself. Oh, not about this though. What you're saying? I guess I did my best. We did our best, and we were defeated in the end. So unfortunately, probably not gonna fight again. But we did our best. We did our best. Okay, there are some areas I'm not convinced by, especially here. But I'm gonna go ahead. So, and add the nitty-gritty details here. Basically, what I do with this layer is just emphasizing the line weight in some areas to create separation between things. It suddenly appears in the first encounter. Yeah, and then not again. For another 20,000 encounters. Who knows? Or who forehead? Man, can I fix these coins? This, I understand they're squeezed and squashed by flesh of this guy here, but I'd rather have them a little more coin looking. I want to have. I'd like to use this layer to reintroduce some of the lost line weight and line art in general, because I don't want it to feel too rendered. Kind of takes away from the feeling. I'll also emphasize like some of these areas. You're not necessarily in begging for it, but just going around the figure and saying, "Hey, this area could be improved. I can add a line here or a little bit of shadow here." So I'm gonna do it. And I really hope I can slowly move away from this kind of style. I would like to do, once I nail the other style, I would like to do a monster pack that like front-facing monsters in a slightly more realistic style. Trying to do them as quickly as I possibly can, probably with less contrast, less layers, no ink, for example. What is that? Oh, it's here. Go figure. In some metal, not that much though. I tend to leave or reserve this layer for just line art fixes, because otherwise it becomes a mess. I need to change anything. Hopefully I can like deepen some of these crevices, I guess. She's always good. Creates more contrast in space, spatial contrast. And this part here is a little not so happy with it. Not so. Is it line art? Yeah. I don't know if I. Oop. What did I do? Oh, I don't even know if I need that. Oh, by the way, I did not. Did I? No. I forgot to sew your mouth. My bad. So everybody, if you don't know him yet, just go check out his streams. We did raid Earmouth a few times, so if you stick around long enough, we're gonna raid him again. No problem. Very cool streams. Do I think everyone in the chat knows you by now? Because I think, yeah, it's you, Joey. At least you're on Twitch. It's you, Joey, and Buddy. So I assume you know yourself. Joey knows you, and Buddy knows you. can't see. I don't know, I don't think there's much else I want to change. But you see, even this one adds that little bit of depth. You know what? Actually, let me add some here. I'm gonna darken the mouth. Mouth, not exactly a mouth. Let's call it. Let's call it mouth here. Something like this. Jaws, yeah. Well, it is a mouth, but yeah, jaws. Jaws is fine. I don't know where the hole should go yet. Not sure. Somewhere, probably. Might be too much. Adding a little bit here and there, just a little bit, and then another fixed layer. I think I need here. So darken the mouth area like this more generically. Darken some of these spots. Darken here, and darken here. Here. Overall, probably darken this area more. Yeah, something like that to bring the attention back up. Let's see if we can figure out some interesting color scheme real quick. If not, we can just delay it to tomorrow or next time. Not sure if it's gonna be tomorrow, but it might. So, from Gucci heels to moon shoes, now I'm seeing clogs? What? Jeez, man. Get some prescription glasses, please. I'm kidding. You're the official fantasizer of the channel. So everybody is gonna ask Joey what he sees in something, and that's gonna become it. This part I'm not a fan of. Absolutely not a fan of. Let me actually figure out the colors this way. So I'm thinking of a purple. Clogs wearing mimic. Why not? Color-wise, something like, and maybe a flesh color also. I guess it needs a little more red here and there. With some dead meat color maybe in between. Here and there, patches. Something like veins and whatnot. This, by the way, has to multiply. Oops. Nope. Mount here might be a little more purple, or more green. Oh, right. Some of these can legit be painted or something. I don't know. I don't want to make it too disgusting because it's generic monster pack, but somewhat disgusting. Disgusting to a degree. What I like about the drawing, depending on the color, the mimic, it can be plant-based, flesh, or metallic even. Yeah, why not? Plant-based is my first thing I think about probably, because I literally inked it the same way I ink plants. So, oops. Yes, that's a plus or not. It's adaptable, yes. Well, it's a mimic, and he already made his own home, its own home, in a treasure chest. If that's not adaptability, what is? Nothing, I tell you. In truth, I tell you, nothing.
It's a trap!
It is a trap.
It's a trap!
Why did I hear it twice? Did you hear it twice? Did you guys hear it twice? That's strange. Do not happen. Do not happen. And Mimic approves as well. Yeah, it was the first one was the correct one, the second one was the Mimic. Yeah, I played once with the video clip and again without. That is very strange. I wonder why. It should... Hold on.
Life, finds a way. Life, finds a way.
Oh! I have 2 instances of OBS open. That's why. Oops. Okay, because I'm recording this. God. Okay, so I cannot keep 2 instances open. That makes sense. God. Yes, it's my... You're gonna get everything twice now. You're gonna get everything twice. Can you mute it in the second instance? So technically, it's not in the active scene. I don't know why it's playing. Wait, I do have PC sound here. How about that now? Try again. Oh wait, I'll try. You can try. Yeah, you can try to laugh. Joy, if you want. Was this one? Okay. So yeah, I had the PC sounds turned on. But this makes me wonder, wait, what's gonna happen if you play that when I'm playing the game? That still ran twice though. I don't know, I might have messed up a little bit. It still runs twice. I think it's just much closer. No audio at all? I heard it. God damn. No, Godzilla does not have an image associated to it. Okay, try now. If you don't have to redeem anything, like you can just use the sounds. They're not consuming your chat points. No, it runs twice. God damn. I'm gonna have to fix that. Let me just... In any case, I recorded most of it, so hold on. I'm gonna stop recording. Okay. Yeah, it was the second instance of... In any case, I don't have to record everything, every single second. I'm gonna time lapse this. So it was the second OBS. Yeah. So the problem is that I tried a plugin to record a single source, because obviously if I record this one, it's like, if for a time lapse, it's gonna have the chat overlay and whatnot, and the redeems, etc. I wanted to have a clean recording of just my screen, but I can't, it seems, without having OBS for some reason do it twice, because I'm in another scene and there is no
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Why? My lack of face is absolutely face. My lack of face. My lack of faith is not disturbing at all. So basically, the plugin didn't work, and so I figured, hey, whoa, I put on my smart guy hat, and I'm like, hey, why can't I just have 2 instances of OBS running? But apparently, even if I have different scenes selected, it still sends over them twice. So send them over twice, so that's annoying. I'm gonna figure out a way. I'm just recording. I want to have recordings of these as a simple source, single source, and simple screen recording, because I'm planning on doing time lapses for YouTube, so that you can see like the whole thing in like 5 minutes instead of 3 hours or 4, which is probably better for most of the audience. I will find a way. I will, where is it? There you go. I need a stream.
Life.
There you go.
Life.
Okay, this time it was double because I redeemed it. So this was normal. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. Art finds a way.
Life finds a way.
Yeah. I also want to add some more Final Fantasy-ish redeemables, or like I said, like summoning my own monsters, having them have some kind of battle with the person in the chat who summoned them. I don't know if it's doable coding wise though. I wanted to figure out some little reward for various tiers of subscribers. Including possibly to battle the monsters, having HPs and whatnot. That would be interesting. Maybe, I don't know if it's doable though, code-wise. I just thought it would be cool. if possible. We'll see. As I said before, I'm gonna try to hit the 1% improvement every stream, so hopefully it's gonna go well. If there's a will, there's a way. Gosh. If there is a will, there is a way. That was not the high palette though. Alright, I'm gonna have to go. I think I'm gonna take a shower. Everyone, do you have anybody to raid? Or you would like to raid? Because we raided Kent Ninja yesterday. We can still go there, but just not to overwhelm him by just going there every day. If there's someone you want to raid, feel free. Otherwise, maybe we'll just go and I'll go take the shower. He's playing Final Fantasy IX. Playing in. Are you doing Donald again? Oh no. I'll stand by a couple minutes if you guys think of anyone. Plus, if he or she's doing some RPG stuff, I guess. If not, it's fine. They are starting to take shape. A little dark, but we'll add the overlay. Oops. Poor little pen. I also, you can probably notice, I actually recalibrated the Cintiq, so a little more precise now. This mimic's looking great, by the way. Thank you. I hope it's gonna turn out well. The final result is gonna be good. We'll see. I'm still new to this Twitch thing, so nothing on my side as always. Alright, yeah, we'll just go and say hello to Cat Ninja again then. Just say oops. Thank you, your mouth. Looking bad. It's gonna be pretty bad and pretty ass in the games. Ninja. Alright, so everybody, I hope you'll tune in again for the completion of this little mimic and then the other monsters. I hope you had fun. I had fun, a lot of fun. Thanks everybody for joining me in this quest, in this adventure. And yeah, I hope you have a good day, evening, morning, whatever it is, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.